Hey there, Bedros Keuilian here, and I'm a fitness marketing expert, which pretty much means I help fitness professionals grow their business, get more clients, and of course, take your business to six, multiple six. And I've even helped a handful of clients take their business to multiple, actually to seven figures, not multiple seven figures, although that is one of my main goals, and I'm sure I'll find a client who will help get there. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is the personal training sales script or personal training sales process, which is critical when you're growing your fitness business. Now, as fitness professionals, we're not the most keen on selling. I know I wasn't when I first started. And in fact, I can remember the very first time I sat across from a prospect, um, the entire process of getting them to sign the agreement, give me money, and negotiate a program was just really frustrating. It was stressful. It was stomach turning, and it didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. And simply because I'm a personal trainer, I love helping people. And if I had it my way, everybody would just come to me and say, "Hey, you're obviously a personal trainer. What are the programs that you offer?" They'd pick one and they'd get started. But unfortunately, that's not how our business works. You and I have to transfer our feelings. You and I have to sell our services, ourselves, our programs, the results we have to the person across from us. Because odds are they're probably looking at a gym, they're probably looking at a personal training facility, a boot camp. They might be looking at pills, potions, and powders, a new diet, lap band, right? I mean, there's a lot of different options, even Weight Watchers and the point systems. There's a lot of options people think they have. Now, of course, if you ask you and I, the only solution is to work with a fitness expert, right? Where we'll help guide them through specific results, good eating habits, and show them results that they can maintain on the long term, unlike all the other options I just gave. So, what you and I have to do then is to transfer feelings. Now, as we transfer feelings and as we become the assistant buyer and not a salesperson who's pushy or undermining or conniving, one of the best things you and I can do is number one, build rapport with your client, with the prospect, right? Get them to know, like, and trust you. Soon as you build rapport with someone and if they know, like, and trust you, they're most likely going to do business with you. In fact, IBM did a study several years ago, and they found that within the first 70 seconds of meeting someone, people decide whether they're going to do business with them or not. Now, all that is based on first impression, how the first minute and a half of conversation goes, and that's it, right? I know it sounds silly, but building rapport is really that short and sweet. First impression, either the person likes you or they don't, and if they don't, well, you're just going to have a hard time working with them and getting them to commit to a personal training or boot camp program. Now, once you've established rapport, the next thing you have to do is identify what the person's wants are. Now, as fitness professionals, you and I are kind of programmed to find out what their needs are, right? We'll put them through a overhead squat test and see exactly how their flexibility is, what their posterior chain is like, where the muscular imbalances are. However, most of our clients, in fact 99.9% of all the clients that I had in my five personal training facilities, did not come to me for aches and pains or to improve their posterior chain or to balance out the muscular imbalance problems they have. They came to me because they either wanted to lose weight, fit into a particular pair of jeans or dress, or to lose a certain amount of weight by a certain date because they either had a high school reunion or they had a cruise or this event to go to. So it was very weight loss and fitness oriented, and not so much focused on getting healthy, as much as I hate to say that. Now, you and I know that once we give them what they want or sell them what they want, they're going to get what they need, because we are going to fix their muscular imbalance, we are going to make them more flexible, we are going to fix their overhead squat, and all that will get fixed. But you and I have to identify what their wants are. So how do you do that? Number one, you want to ask them. So when you're crafting your personal trainer sales script, you'll want to ask this question: Mrs. Jones, why are you here today and not 6 months ago? Odds are, whatever their reason is, they probably had the same pain 6 months ago, even 12 months ago. But something happened recently that pushed them over the edge and got them to come in today. In other words, the pain got severe enough that they're now looking for a solution to their problem. And your job is to identify, Mrs. Jones, why are you here today and not 6 months ago? And she'll tell you exactly why she's here and what she wants. And so if you would ask, well, Mrs. Jones, if I could snap my fingers, what two areas of your body would you want for me to work on and magically improve? They'll tell you, well, I would like to trim the fat off of here, or I want to work on my arms, or whatever the thing is, right? So if you just ask that other question, Mrs. Jones, if I could just snap my fingers, what 2 areas of your body would you like me to improve? Then they'll tell you exactly where their pain is, right? Where their focus is. Now, the rest of your consultation should focus on that pain, on that problem, and you positioning yourself as the solution to that. So once you've built rapport, identified their wants, now it's an issue of commitment, cost, and close. Now, the easiest, fastest way to get somebody committed to a program is to get them to set a very short-term goal. So I would say, well, Mrs. Jones, let's say that you get on the program today. I'm just curious, what goal can we set that's 8 or 12 weeks out that we could achieve? Now, I know we have a long-term goal, and we'll do that, of course, but what is the next 6, 8, or 12-week goal that we can set out? And that's a great question to add to your personal trainer sales script, because the answer to that is going to build commitment. They might say, well, in the next 6 weeks, I have this event coming up, or I've got a high school reunion in 9 weeks, or in 12 weeks, it's my child's birthday, and I want to look good for it, or a wedding, right? So we have to find a short-term goal, anything below 12 weeks, so that we can get them committed to something right away, right? Once they're committed, now it's an issue of building value. And I want you to understand that most people, when they tell you they can't afford your program, or they have to go think about it, or talk to their spouse, 99.9% of the time, that's a cop-out. And what they're really telling you is they don't see value in what you showed them and what you told them, and so they're not willing to trade dollars for your service. And since they don't want to hurt us and hurt our feelings, they simply blame it on their spouse, or they have to go think about it. They have to go look at their finances. The fact is, we all know what our finances are, right? I know today if I can afford $200 a month or not. Most people do. And so the harsh reality of it is that if you don't build enough value during that consultation and free session or 2 or 3, they're going to give you an objection. And the hardest thing to do is to get over an objection once you've already positioned your product as low value. So your goal is always to build value as quickly as you can, and in their head they should feel like, gosh, I would pay $1,000 a month for this. That way when you build the value to $1,000, well, it's easy, right? Because when your program only costs $200 or $300 a month, there's a big difference between what they're willing to pay and what they're really going to pay. So you're going to get a yes answer. So we have rapport, we have identifying their wants, we have commitment, we have justifying the cost, which is building value, and finally the close. The last component you want to add to your personal trainer sales script is a very direct call to action. Now, what most of us do, we do what's known as a implied offer, meaning, so Mrs. Jones, here's the programs here, what do you think? And they might say, well, I need to think about it. I think I need to go talk to my spouse. I need to go sleep on it. I even had somebody once tell me I need to go and pray on it, right? Because I asked for the close in a very poor way. When in reality, the only way you should ask for the sale is, so Mrs. Jones, here are the 3 programs available for you. Based on what we talked about today, I think either one of these 2 programs would work best for you. Which of these 2 programs can we get you started on today? That's your ideal script. I'll repeat that one more time for you. So Mrs. Jones, these are the 3 programs that we have for you. Based on what we talked about today, either one of these 2 programs will work best for you. Which of these 2 programs can we get you started on today, right? So number 1, you're asking them to take action today. Number 2, you're giving them an option of 2, which means you're asking them to pick one or the other, rather than saying, do you want to start or not, right? If you said you want to start or not, they're going to give you a yes or a no. So you have a 50% chance of getting a no. But if you give them an option of one or the other, most likely if you did your job right, they're going to pick one or the other, and whichever one they choose, it's a win-win. They win because they get an awesome fitness program. You win because you gained a client. And of course, you want to be very specific and direct, and once you ask for the sale, you say nothing more until they either say, I'll take one of these programs, or until they give you an objection, right? In which case you'll have to handle that objection, and that's a video for another day. So, I hope this makes sense to you, the 5-step process for creating your personal trainer sales script. And of course, you can get a lot more information on selling personal training using the link right down below, where you can go to my blog and get a lot more information. And also, don't forget to either like or thumbs up or leave a comment for me. I would really appreciate that. And I hope to see you on my blog. See you later.